How's it going? This is the last segment to the duck dish. It's probably be the best duck dish you ever get to cook yourself. Come over here. The duck has been in the fridge and has cooled down for about 4 hours. This is it. I'm going to show you how to prepare it, okay? So that's the bottom, spine, and this is the top. So I want you to get a knife, position it, and down here is like the middle of the carcass here. I want you to cut it and go straight through. And over here where you see the neck bone, I want you just to go on the other side of it, just like that, okay? And then I want you to turn it around, and where this is the back side of the bum, on one side of the bone, I just want you to nip it like that. So basically you're running parallel or running straight down, and I want you to slightly open it. Because it's been cooked perfectly, we're basically just cutting it, come here, on one side of the frame, yeah? And we're going to go straight through. Do it nicely and tight, and then you have one side, okay? This side, we're going to take out the middle bone. So you've got the neck and the spine. Let's go straight down there. Bring it around. And basically, on the other side of the bum, nip it like that. And that's going to come out. So you have pretty much the spinal cord and the neck, yep. If you hear some screaming, that's just my son playing his game. Anyway, we have two sides. This is two portions here. You're basically left with that. What we need to do now is actually remove the rib cage and whatnot. And all you got to do is just get in there and basically rip it out. Make sure you don't rip not too rough, that you take out. You want to keep the flesh whole. Okay, so you're just ripping it out. Do it nicely, and remove the cage, and try not to mess up the meat too much. Excuse me. Up here you have a bone that's connected to the leg bone, so you're just going to remove that as well, and any other top of bones, because we want pretty much the only bones you should have in this is the leg and the wing bone, okay? So there's nothing in the carcass. It's pretty much been taken out. But this bone here, I'm going to remove it once I portion it. So I'm just going to show you one side. Boom. So flip it over. You have the winglet, and you have the leg and the breast. The breast is here, okay? Oh, actually, sorry, the breast is here. So what we want to do is, on an angle, actually, sorry, on this angle, we want to just nab it right there and cut it right through, so you're left with a nice portion. And this is a bit of meat you can actually eat that. That's beautiful. Okay, now we're just going to trim it, so you're left with the skin. Over here we have the leg. This bone here, we need to remove that as well. So get your fingers in there and don't pierce the skin on the outside. And we want you just to rip that out. And that's pretty much a portion. And that's what we're left with, okay? Boom. And that's a half a duck. And that's how we're going to present it. I'm just going to trim it up a bit, just so it's not too big. Boom. Also too, before we cook it, well, before we finish it, I just want to remove the ugly in bone. So straight through. And that's presentation reasons. Same with this as well. Okay? The heel of a knife, straight through. Boom. There you go. Okay, over to the pan. We have a hot pan. As you can see, it's bubbling and steaming. I'm just going to add some oil to that. And we're just basically going to finish the dish. This is the crucial part, because this is the plating up part, but also you're going to get there. Okay, in my hand I have zest, onions, and I have some mushrooms. Okay, I've got a hot pan, a bit of salt. I'm going to use a smoky curry salt into a hot pan. Get my mushrooms in there. Boom. I'm only going to do enough for a portion, okay? Onions and zest. And we're just going to cook that. We're also going to add, this just a knob of butter as well. You can get some butter. Okay. Rubbish. At the same time, we have put on a pot of oil. Cool. And we're just going to saute that. That's pretty much done, yeah? I'm going to add a little bit of garlic paste. Again, I prefer fresh garlic, but this Mother's Choice garlic paste is pretty good and convenient. So we have that. What we're going to do now is special ingredients. Liqueur, Cointreau, orange flavoured liqueur. Quite expensive, use sparingly. Here we go. And let that infuse. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. A little bit more. Because we want it to flavour the stock. And over here, this is what I wanted to show you earlier. This is the stock that was left over in that big pan. I'll put it in a jug, so come closer. I'll put it in a jug and I'll put it in the fridge. What's happened is, as you can see on the top, that's all fat. If you leave it in the fridge for enough time, it separates. So what we're going to do, we're going to spoon that out. So come over here. It's nice and hard, see? We don't use that, and we're just going to do that. Boom. We're just going to get rid of the fat. So this stock here is going to be clarified and clean. Get rid of all the impurities. So the longer you leave, if you leave that overnight, it comes out as a solid block of fat. And we're left with the stock. Boom. And all we want to do with that is add that to this. Look at that. And that's pure duck stock. Beautiful. Add your duck to it. And let it cook for and reduce for a little while. All we're doing is making a glaze now on the sauce, and and because the duck is portioned now we're reheating it. Hence the reason why it's called twice cooked duck. Okay? Boom. While I'm doing that, my oil's on. I'm going to dump into it the croûte. Okay? So that goes in there. Careful. Boom. You can use anything for a deep fryer. I'm just using a pot, a small pot, and oil. Make sure it's not too hot, otherwise it burns, and make sure it's not too cold. If it doesn't, it becomes real soggy and doesn't crispen up. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Earlier, I talked about bok choy. All I've done is I've half bok choy, boiled it, and then I cooled it under ice water. Because all I'm going to do is add that to this at the end to heat up. So basically, this is the dish. So all we're going to do now is just reduce that a bit. Give it a bit of zing. Look at that, it's bloody beautiful, eh? Mushroom. Squeeze a bit of real orange in there as well. It all helps the flavour. And we're just making the duck stock. Boom. Just reduce that a second, so that should be nice and... Well, before I do that also, we're about 3 minutes off here. Actually, we're about 3 minutes off. I just need to look for a roasting dish. Here it is. Okay, what I'm going to do now, see that reducing nicely? And over here, make sure you don't overcook the, look at that. Boom. And that's what we want. Panko Kumara croûte. Boom. I'm just going to put that in here just to rest. Okay, this is still reducing. That's beautiful right there. Look at that. It's taking on all the flavours. All I'm going to do now, remove that, put that in a different pan. Some people have flash kitchens and can go straight under the celly. I don't have a salamander, so. And what I'm going to do is put this back in the oven. Just to crispen the top of it. And while that's happening, I'm reducing this sauce. Keep reducing it because it's not perfect yet. And you have the wild mushrooms in there, which is enoki mushrooms. You have the zest. You have leatherback. That there is called leatherback mushroom. You can get that at any sort of Asian store who do exotic mushrooms. And I'm just reducing that until I get sort of a glaze. Now I'm going to add my bok choy. Boom. That should heat it up. Adequate enough. Look at that. Look at that. And that's pretty much done, ladies and gentlemen. That's ready to rock and roll. Okay, if you come over here, I'm going to place this. Use nice white plates. What up to Day Hummel and my boy Eddie. I like to use white plates, big ones. The floury plates kind of take away from the dish here. Put that in the middle here. And then all I'm going to do is put the bok choy on like so. Boom. Beautiful. Look at that. And then I'm going to nicely place the exotic mushrooms around the dish. Look at that. Bearing in mind, you know, flavour, presentation, bit of wow factor. Put some on there, why not? Boom. It's looking good. And right now, I'm just crispening up the duck. So I'll reduce this sauce a bit more. Sorry guys, not quite there yet. The duck is not where I need it to be in terms of crispening. Oh, here we go. That's going to take another minute. Boom. So there you go. There you have it. Before I finish it, go through the whole process. We roasted the duck off in the big roasting pan. Carrots, celery, onion, filled it up with water, roasted it 45 each side, took it out, put it in the fridge, and gave it time to cool down and set. Strained the stock, and we're left with this. Put her in a jug, put that in the fridge, that's set. Separated the fat, which was on top of it. So that's pretty much it. You can use this for the next 4 or 5 days. Beautiful. You can use it on anything else. Deep fried. Oh, we basically showed you how to make the kumara. And that was perfect. We've got different shapes here. Use panko crumbs. People are commenting about panko crumbs. Panko are Japanese breadcrumbs. Get them in the Japanese section at in your Asian stores, or the New World Countdown in the international section. Easy to get, highly accessible, and beautiful. So that's my sauce ready to rock and roll there. Let's check the duck. It's 20 seconds off. We steamed the bok choy, chucked it into ice water just to cool it. Hence the green colour. It's retained the green colour. If you can do this to order, but because I had so many things happening at once, I don't want to do that. And you can pre-cook these prior to service, and when you need it, boom, just chuck them into the pan or back into hot water, and that's your bok choy. This is all prep. So the key to this recipe, or to most things in the kitchen, is this prep. You get that sorted, and boom. Okay, I'm hoping right now that that is perfect. And there we go. I would give this a little bit longer, but we don't have too much time, so I'm just going to place this on there. Boom. And boom. And then all I'm going to do, is put the glaze over the top. Just like that. Look at that. Boom. Slide that there. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Twice cooked duck, a l'orange with wild mushrooms, a kumara root, bok choy, and an orange glaze, orange and Cointreau glaze. It doesn't get better than that, ladies and gentlemen. This is the bee's knees. You won't even get that at Chibo's these days. Chibo, Sal's restaurant. Boom. It's fantastic. Take a good look at that. Lots involved, but not as full on as your Asian restaurants. That's a whole, that takes like 2 days. So, this is a fairly easy one to do. Ladies and gentlemen, illegal music, duck à l'orange. This is going to be the longest segment only because it takes time to do it. Peace.